All right, now to another big case and huge news in the Blake-Lively and Justin Baldoni legal feud. A federal judge in New York has dismissed Baldoni's counter lawsuit against Lively. The Ends With Us director and star filed that $400 million lawsuit against Lively, her husband Ryan Reynolds, and her publicist, alleging, quote, extortion and defamation. Well, this bitter feud stemmed from the movie It Ends With Us, and Lively accusing Baldoni of sexual harassment on the set and orchestrating a smear campaign against her. Lively took to her Instagram and spoke out, saying, quote, last week I stood proudly alongside 19 organizations united in defending women's rights to speak up for their safety. Like so many others, I felt the pain of a retaliatory lawsuit, including the manufactured shame that tries to break us, end quote. Let's bring in Angela Reddock-Wright, Hollywood mediator and attorney. Angela, it's always a pleasure having you on. We appreciate you joining us. The judge, in his 132-page opinion, said Blake Lively did not make any defamatory comments on other than those in her Civil Rights Department complaint. Walk us through the judge's ruling. Why was Baldoni's lawsuit thrown out, given the rules of the law? Break it down for us.
Well, thank you so much for having me on. And certainly this is breaking news. If we recall, back in December 2024, Blake Lively filed her suit against Justin Baldoni, and then he countersued both against her and the New York Times, alleging with respect to her defamation and an attempt to extort her. So what the judge did yesterday is issued an order dismissing both lawsuits, stating that there's not sufficient evidence for Mr. Baldoni to continue his suits against either Blake Lively or the New York Times. It is very common in a civil lawsuit for either side to seek a motion to dismiss, or the side that seeks a motion to dismiss, or in some jurisdictions called a motion for summary judgment, asking the court to review the evidence in the case so far and to decide if there's enough evidence to go forward. So in this instance, based on the deposition testimony, based on the investigations, based on the text message evidence, the phone calls evidence, witness testimony, the judge decided, based on everything we know at this point, without having to go forward to a jury, there's no basis for Mr. Baldoni to continue his suits against either Lively or the New York Times. So definitely significant, because Ms. Lively is allowed to, at this point, to continue forward with her suits against Mr. Baldoni.
Yeah, I want to say to our viewers who are Team Baldoni, Justin Baldoni, he's not backing down, just releasing a statement saying, quote, Ms. Lively's own claims are no truer today than they were yesterday. And with the facts on our side, we march forward with the same confidence that we had when Ms. Lively and her cohorts initiated this battle. So, Angela, the judge has ruled again that Baldoni can file an amended complaint against Lively to try to appeal. What do you believe we will see next, especially from the Baldoni side?
Well, with that statement, it does sound like they are, at a minimum, reviewing their options to determine if it's worth going forward. So I would not be surprised, just given the contentiousness of this litigation, if Mr. Baldoni decided to file an amended complaint, or certainly to appeal the decision of the judge with respect to this current dismissal.
All right. Always a pleasure. Angela Reddock-Wright, we appreciate the insight and your expertise. Thank you. Fanchon?
My pleasure.